Hello.
Hello, Samuel. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the
Hello,
podcast.
Ilko. Yes, thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome. I'm really happy to be here.
So, I would like to warmly welcome all the listeners who are listening to this podcast. Our
Yes.
honored guest today is, and please forgive me if I pronounce the not correctly, Samuel Zheng. Is it correct
Yes,
pronunciation?
yes, yes, exactly right. It's Samuel Zheng. That's correct.
Not only the CEO of the great school in the Czech Republic, but also a passionate teacher. And please, Sam, welcome. I wish you pleasant and efficient podcast. And tell me, how are you today?
Thank you. Thank you first and foremost for this introduction. But I'm doing great. I had a great morning, and I was really looking forward to speaking with you and being on this podcast because, I'm quite curious what this is going to bring, but I'm doing
Mhm.
amazing. What about you?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm now currently in České Budějovice. This is a city
Uh-huh.
in the south of the Czech Republic. Nature is beautiful. And after this podcast, I will share one picture from my morning with you in the private message.
Yes, please. I want to see. Okay.
So we would like to. I will today look a little bit at your professional path and
Mhm.
journey. But before we start, could you very briefly introduce professionally what do you do for living?
Yes, of course. So for the past 3 years, let's say my biggest passion was specifically English, the English language. Now it's also the French language, but I've been teaching English for the past 3 years. And now, since the last September, I've become the CEO of Perfect World. It's our language school. We say that it's a language school with heart, and we're with passion as well. And I've been trying to, let's say, break or destroy the fears of people when it comes to languages and make or give them this possibility to change their lives and to start living their lives to the fullest, specifically
Mhm, mhm,
languages, being able to speak with their relatives, being able to work abroad, get their dream jobs. That's what I've been doing for the past 3 years, and I
mhm,
love it. What can I tell you?
mhm, mhm. Thank you for sharing. I would like to dig a little bit deeper into your past so that the people who are
Sure.
listening now they understand a little bit more what you do. Could you share maybe some moment, a funny moment, or something you are grateful for, or some great
Hmm.
achievement from your journey, so that we can understand more the background?
Of course, of course. So again, for the listeners to understand, I started teaching when I was 17 years old, which is 3 years ago, when I was studying high school in Plzeň, which is my hometown. And again, first I saw it just as a side gig or something or part-time job that I would do occasionally, and I was like, wow, teaching. I love English. English is my favorite language, so why not start teaching it as a part-time job? And then gradually I just completely fell in love with the vision and how people function in this company, and I was determined to make an impact on not only how people see languages in Plzeň, but also across the whole Czech Republic, which has now become something that I would like to achieve, as I've said at the beginning.
Mhm,
But when it comes to like a specific moment, I'm very grateful for. It's probably my first or maybe second language camp, because
mhm, mhm,
our language school organizes a summer language camp every year, and
mhm,
I
mhm,
remember that it's a camp for like 30 people, or the first one was for 30 people. And before that, I almost always taught online, and I almost
mhm,
always taught only a couple of or handful of students that I had you know in just in person. But this time it was back in 2022. It was the first time I actually saw what, let's say, our method or the way how we teach, what it can actually accomplish in real life. Because I saw after a week, the summer camp took a week. After a week, I saw that 30 people were actually making progress, and the progress was tremendous. And I was really, really happy to see that. And at that moment, after we finished the language camp, I realized at the end that this is something I really want to do.
mhm. Nice, nice. What other projects are you working on in this moment besides this camp?
Well, when it comes to the camp, that's probably our biggest project, but we are also preparing an intense summer course that is online because we understand that not everyone is able to study intensively for a week due to family reasons and so on. But we are also working on expanding our material when it comes to our, let's say, study materials that are for free. And for example, right now I like to stream on LinkedIn because why not? There's a lot of cool people on LinkedIn,
Mhm,
and I started streaming there. I also started streaming on YouTube for free. So it's not only
mhm,
that we, provide lessons, which is something we do or have been doing for a long time, but
mhm,
we also focus on this aspect that everyone can actually study. And we also make a lot of videos on YouTube and so
mhm,
on,
mhm.
as you do, Jirko.
Nice, nice, nice. Uh-huh. I would like to say that if anybody has any questions, please write it down under this video. Me and Samuel will be happy to answer each every question.
Yes.
Mhm. Have you any question for me, by the way?
Maybe I want to ask you about your relationship with languages because I saw that you're also a teacher, and I'm quite curious how did that happen, or
Mhm,
what's your
mhm.
relationship with
Yeah.
English?
Today is mainly, it's a good question. I will answer it briefly because today is about you. But I will try to give you one experience from my past. When I was
Mm.
18, I came as a teacher to the high school, which was specializing cook and waiter.
Uh-huh. Okay.
And those kids were also 18, and I was supposed to teach there.
Mm-hmm.
And the first day, the principal of the school, the director, confused me for a student, and he said, "It rang. Go to class
Mm-hmm.
immediately." And I said, "No, no, no. I'm not a student. I'm a professor." So this was a funny moment, and I somehow.
Mm-hmm.
In Czech language, we have the word maturita, which is something like leaving exam for
Yeah,
high
yeah, yeah,
school.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's
Uh-huh.
hard to
Exactly.
translate, and I was a main examiner at this maturita exam for 6 classes, and
Mm.
those kids were same age as me, so it was very interesting. And
Really?
today when I come to the hotel Hilton, for example, there
Mm.
is this guy I taught 26 years ago, and he said, "Everything for free for you, Mr. Professor. Today is free of charge." So yes,
Wow.
I'm passionate about this, and it would be for a nice talk. I would gladly tell you, but today is Samuel about you, so let's go back to you.
Oh, okay. But it sounds really cool. But I'm very happy that I can, speak with you as a person that's also passionate about languages. That's great.
Yes, of course. I have many follow-up questions. I'm even now writing them to the chat, and I will ask you at the end of this interview. One
Mm.
of those questions will be about free materials, how to handle monetization in the language school. Second, it's about leadership because it's very hard to lead a team of such a
Mm.
great number of people. And maybe we can even address it now as we
Mm.
go. It's better so that we don't forget. Tell me about this monetization. You said you provide many free materials. This is great, and I
Mm.
agree. This is great. But where is the border between when you start to monetize those materials and when not?
Yeah, of course. That's a great question. So, when it comes to our free materials, I think why it's important for us, or why it's important for me personally, is that we can actually share value for free and show
Mhm,
people how
mhm.
we actually teach. And I
Yes.
think that's something you cannot put into any type of advertisement. That's not possible. You can make tips, you can post tips on Instagram, on LinkedIn or Facebook. That's possible, but the pure feeling of being taught by our method and participating in our, let's say, courses, that's something special. And I think that should be something that any person should be able to let's say experience on their own for free.
Mhm,
And after that, let's say we connect with people that participate in these courses and we talk to them, hey, we can help you, let's say, take your English to a whole nother level if you want.
mhm, mhm.
But of course, there's some monetization then when it's actually individual and we, let's say, focus on their specific needs, then the monetization starts, of course.
Yes, this is a great model. Thank you. And what about the leadership? Because I have also been a CEO of a
Uh huh.
language school, Iguana Languages, in the past. I
Wow.
did it
Mm.
for 5 years. This was an online school, and I had even
Mm.
100 teachers under
Wow. We're
me. And
100.
I
That's
know it
crazy.
was such a great challenge for me, very challenging. And then I stopped it because it was too
Mm.
overwhelming for me. And I decided that being a teacher
Mm.
is sufficient for me. This is my passion. This is what I love to do. And the
Mm.
CEO role was not so good for me. However, I'm
Mm.
very glad for this experience. And when I turn it to you, are there any challenges in your current job, or what about the leadership models? How do you manage to do it?
Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit stunned by the fact that you had 100 teachers. So I'm still trying to process that because that's a lot of people,
Mhm,
and
mhm.
I can imagine the struggle because right now we have 20 teachers at the moment,
Yeah.
and yeah, so I've definitely had to overcome a lot of struggles at the beginning in September when I started doing this because there were a lot of things that I was solving in my head, like, oh my god, I'm the youngest person here. I have a problem with authority. I have problem with this and that. I actually have no idea how to do this. But I'm lucky enough that I have really, really skilled mentors, Domenica and Ondra Pashkove, who are just great people, and they always help me on my path to becoming a better leader and
Mhm,
understanding my team and being able to, let's say, guide them.
mhm.
But let's say right now, my biggest challenge, and that's been a challenge for a long time, and I think it is for a lot of people, is that you want to, or I want to spark the passion for languages, this great passion for languages in everybody in my team.
Mhm.
And that's something you cannot ensure 100% all the time because we have amazing teachers. I love all of my teachers, but again, you see not everyone and not always is it like, okay, I have 100% passion for languages and I want to change the world with it and I want to do this and that. So I think maintaining this vision across the whole team is something that has been the biggest challenge so far.
This is great that you are mentioning the word vision. This is really important. Goals, visions, and dream. These words are really important for me as well. Thank you for mentioning it. And
Mm.
my last question for today is about your future, maybe vision even, but
Yes.
future plans in general. What can you invite us to? What do you plan for the future, Samuel?
Of course, it's great that you're asking this. So right now, I'm planning to expand not only when it comes to our English courses, but I think that Spanish and German have been on the rise, and we want to go with the trend and invite anybody who feels like traveling to Spain, living in Spain, or let's say being involved in the culture or Spanish culture to come to us because again, we are expanding our Spanish team, and in the future, we would also love to expand our German team of teachers. But also, of course, there's the summer camp coming up, which is the first time we're going to be, or I'm going to be organizing such an event. So I'm really looking forward to it. It's super intense, and anyone who wants to really make some progress with their English in a shorter amount of time, then I think this camp is for them. But of course,
Mhm.
since September, we're starting all our intense courses, webinars, which are designed to really push students to their limits. Because again, we are not a language school for everybody. We're not a language school that says, okay, we're magically going to give you this and that and magically going to transfer you to C1 from one day to another. But again, we're just based on this principle of hard work. And since September, there are always new courses open, intense webinars for 9 weeks. And I'm really looking forward to that. These are probably our biggest plans, biggest courses that are upcoming.
Mhm, mhm. Thank you for sharing. Um, I would like to ask you, have we forgotten something? Maybe there are a couple of things on my mind which I would like to discuss further, but from your side, do you think there is anything you would like to talk about even more?
I think I'll leave it completely up to you, Iti. If you want to ask about anything, I'm glad to answer. But otherwise, I'm quite happy with what we could discuss so far. Yeah.
So let's discuss it behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Our we are talking. My name is Jiří Borch. I'm talking with Samuel Zheng, the CEO of language school Perfect World, about uh, and about there are this is what I forgot. I the trends, the current trends, the artificial intelligence,
Uh huh. Yeah.
What do you think about that? How far can we go to help us these with this artificial intelligence? And is it implemented or about to be implemented from your side?
Yeah, so great question. Artificial intelligence, it's something that I think about every week, not daily, but very often, because I'm aware and we are all aware of what this brings, and that it's going to change how we're going to be learning languages for sure. Because I think that to some extent AI can enhance definitely and improve the ways how we learn. For example, a way how I can imagine this being implemented is correcting homework. I think that in a couple of years or maybe a year or two, there won't be a need for anyone correcting homework because you could just put it into AI programs and it would automatically correct the homework for you. So that's something I've been thinking about lately a lot. But for anyone or for any listener who's actually learning English, I think there's also interesting ways how to use the chat AI or chat based AIs,
Mm-hmm.
because they can actually correct you. And again, if you, whatever you write into the chat GPT, it can correct for you, which is great. But nonetheless, I don't think that language schools or language teachers are going to, let's say, die out in this sense, or that the profession would die out, since specifically our school, it's based on personal connection. And I think that, a lot of things are available on the internet. You can basically, all the information about English is available on the internet. Like if you wanted to, if anyone wanted to, you could just find absolutely everything and it's completely fine. But again, I think that lessons and teaching in our language school as a whole, it's more about the connection,
Mm-hmm.
about the journey,
Mm-hmm.
and being able to share the language with someone and talk with someone, create a certain community of people that learn English.
Mm-hmm.
And this feeling of accomplishment and feeling of actually being able to speak the language. And again, I cannot imagine feeling the satisfaction from just coming to a certain place or some certain foreign country and doing everything through an AI generated translator. I
Mm-hmm.
think that would feel very numb, and it just
Mm-hmm.
doesn't feel so interesting to me. But who
Mm-hmm.
knows what the future brings? But I believe that the personal connection through the lessons will stay.
Yes, yes, you are talking nicely about this. I agree 100%. And I would like to add to this
Mm,
about correcting homework, of course. I would spend now not half an hour, but 3 minutes
yeah.
correcting this. And this allows me to, uh, as you say, personal connection, but also a packages for the students, because some of the students, they don't even have GPT yet, or
Mm,
they don't have the time to do it, or they don't want to use it.
hmm.
So I think the new trend would be like the whole packages where you would be using AI to help the
Mm,
student a little bit, as you say, and offering more like a project package, like a tailored packages for the students' needs, using
yes.
this AI as a help in the background.
That's a great point. I can definitely see it, and I'm sure that one way or another AI is going to invade the whole language market. But here
Mhm,
it's just
mhm,
going to take some time. But we don't want to, let's say, fall asleep and suddenly wake
mhm,
up in a world surrounded by AI and AI
mhm,
programs, AI learning courses. I'm pretty sure it's coming in the next year
mhm,
or two.
mhm, mhm,
But again, I hope that the emotions and personal connection stays, prevails, and yeah,
mhm.
that's the most important thing for me personally.
Now, one more thing I'm also now solving in my career as an English teacher is
Mm,
the price
yes.
offers. If you want, just if you want to share with you, I will start sharing a little bit about
Mm,
my because I believe, and now I'm talking from the words of my mentor,
mm,
Thomas, that there should be like three prices: low, medium, and high price. And depending
mm,
on if you are teaching, for example, a socially weak person who hasn't money, or he like
yeah.
some kind of, for example, disabled people. So there you
Mm,
go to lower price. And if you are teaching top managers or owners of the
mm,
companies, there you are striving to the higher price. But it's very hard
mm.
sometimes to on the market to, and even I believe as a leader of the school, it's
Yeah.
also hard for you to find a way in the competitive field to set up the prices correctly. Just very briefly, Samuel,
Mm.
would you like to add something to that?
Yes, for sure, because price is something that we are hearing about quite often, that we are, let's say, discussing about, because we are one of the most expensive language schools in Czech Republic. It's just how
Mhm,
it is, and
mhm,
I'm not ashamed of saying it. But I
yes,
can definitely prove that it's 100% worth it. But I agree with what you have said about the different price levels. It's not our individual lessons. Let's say when it comes to our price, it's around 800, 830 Czech crowns per hour, but this is a highly specialized type of product. So, as you said, it's for the top managers. Most of our students are, let's say, top managers, doctors, and people that can actually afford this special service that is
mhm,
really worth it. And
yes,
again, why it's worth it, again, these lessons, it's not just that the person is there present on the lesson, but what is also, let's say, included in the price is our supervision, because all our lessons are supervised, checked, all our teachers are routinely trained, so it's not like we have freelancers and they just come in and teach, but we also put in a lot of effort to keep them in check in a way that they actually teach to our standards, and it's worth all the money. But as well, again, alongside these individual lessons, which are on the higher end, we also have the free materials. We also have ways of studying English for like 1,000 Czech crowns per year.
mhm,
And there's a plenty of material. We call it, let's say, it's our membership. It's like a membership card that you get, and you get access to our website. And there's a lot of material for free. There's
mhm,
80 plus lessons available for free, a lot of exercise books, readings, listenings, basically everything included in the price of like 1,000 Czech crowns per year. And also,
mhm,
there are just study plans that are suitable for people who do not have much time and just want to maintain their language, that are more coming, or let's say, to the lower end of the price. So somewhere around, again, 1,000 crowns, Czech crowns per month, something around those lines. So it really
mhm.
depends. What are your goals? What are your needs? And we can always figure a way out how to make your English better depending on what you actually need.
Or other languages you mentioned also, German and
Yes, 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 yes,
French
yes.
and Spanish.
Yes,
Yes.
German, French, Spanish. You're right, exactly.
Mhm.
But as you see, I suffer from this, that me myself, I keep speaking about English, but in the future, I think I would love to change
Mhm,
that
mhm,
and
mhm.
broaden our perspective in this sense.
Yes, I have seen a new platform which is about interpreting. It's an
Mm,
online foreign platform, and
okay.
it's really great. There you can simultaneously it's translating to all the languages in the world. It's a new
Wow.
AI tool. I was very surprised that
Yeah.
it exists already. So let's see what the future will hold.
Yes. But
Thank you, someone. Yes, go on,
surprising.
please
Mm.
go on. Mhm.
No, maybe I just wanted to add that, as we talked about AI, it's crazy that this happens. It's going to be very fast, but we can't stop it. So I'm also looking forward what it's going to bring.
Yes. Thank you so much for talking to me, Samuel. I will think about some ways how to connect because I don't want to teach for schools anymore from my
Mm.
side.
Mm,
I have a
okay.
reason for that. I would like to be independent.
Mm,
However, I do feel that we have something where we can connect, like some connection together,
mm,
where we can help each other. I will think about it a little bit deeper. I will contact you soon with my
okay.
ideas because I have communities of entrepreneurs around me, which I built recently
Yes.
in the last 10 years. And there I can support you maybe somehow. We will think about it.
Perfect. I will be very glad, and I'm also really looking forward to the networking that's coming up in June. So thank you very much, Jirko. It was very pleasant. Thank you for the nice questions, and I hope to see you around.
Thank you too. And there's one more thing for
Mm,
organizational thing. I liked it. It was a according to me, in my eyes, it was a great conversation between two professionals in the teaching industry. So from my side, I am happy to give you the permission to share this video. I will send you the link very soon.
Hmm.
And if you feel like it, you can look and share it with your
Hmm.
peers.
Mm.
And of course, give me a feedback, please, after you receive the link, and I will adjust the video to the perfection.
Sure. All right. Thank you very much. It was also super pleasant for me from my side. I enjoyed it, and I hope that a lot of perfect or amazing guests will also keep arriving here and talking to you. I think it's a nice concept that you have built alongside the communities that you have. It's really cool.
Thank you very much. Bye bye.
Thank you. See you. Bye bye.
See you.